All right. I'm hoping everybody makes it over from the other one. My channel had gone live. This, instead of going live on the... There was one that I canceled before, and I never deleted that particular live schedule. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Beck. Yes, I can see you. Thank you so much. Oh, my God. You know, that canceled one has kind of been sitting there for a while, and I guess I haven't done a live since then. And when I went through my OBS, I picked the one for today, but it connected with the other one, so. Yippee fucking skippy. Alrighty. Hi, Marcy. Yes, I can. It's so strange because I was on... I'm so confused. I'm so frickin' confused. Anyway, we're here. Can we reset? This is the way life has been going, you guys. Hold on. I'm having a little bit of coffee to make the headache go away from this storm, and it's making my mouth dry, so hey. Hi, Catherine. Oh my goodness, so good to see you guys too. Oh, we're just gonna start all over again, okay? Let's everybody take a nice deep breath and a nice exhale. All right, send that grounding cord down. And I'm just gonna release all of this anxiety and flusteriness. Pretty sure that I'm not going to be doing all of these decks tonight. Just I can just tell I'm psychic. So down into the earth, feel the earth energy rising up through that cord and let it flood into your body, down your legs. And as that earth energy rises up, can you feel like the substance of your body just relaxing and sort of getting lower as the earth energy comes up in? And can you feel it go down your arms, and can you feel it go up into your head? So at the same time you feel stable and calm and yet light. Let that energy run around, blue and gold. Let it feel it spinning around, taking out everything that you don't need in your body, waking up places that have gone dormant or asleep, knocking out any dark patches, any blocks, any barriers, any heaviness, darkness, dullness, pain. Just let it all get chased away by this earth energy, flowing through and filling you up. Now exhale and inhale, bring that earth energy up. Release only the breath. And another. Bright, bright, bright. Release only the breath. And another. Exhale through the crown. Feel yourself expand as that energy comes through your body and flows out around you. When you put your arms all the way out to the side, your fingertips are brushing the inside of this wonderful sphere, this egg that you're in. And just let that flow continue around and down into the earth, and then we open up the crown and invite in cosmic energy. The blue-silver energy of space and stars, the silver energy of the moon, flowing in, mixing with earth energy, blue and silver, joining with green and gold. And this energy is so light, and it goes immediately to every place in your body. And you feel it come down, 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 to the point of the root chakra where it flows out and then joins the outside of the sphere, coming opening up around the outside and back up into space. And now, exhale again, all the way. Take a deep breath in. Push a layer of this out. Push it out. And feel it connect with all of the other rings, the spheres of light that are expanding. Join us together. Hi, Tavia. I'm so glad. Yeah, it was a glitch, but I'm here. We're here. The storm went through. We didn't lose power, but around like 11 o'clock tonight, it's going to be rock and roll. So anyway, you guys, I don't know how many of you heard my ode to Sinead before I had to bail out on that video, but I was saying that how devastated I am. She was one of my very favorite voices, and the power of her, she was a priestess through and through. I'm sad that she never found anything outside of the Abrahamic religions. I'm very sad about that. But an unapologetic, true Sagittarian, double Sag, what you saw is what you got, a voice for the ages, more trauma than a gang of people had any right to experience in a lifetime. And I just want to send a prayer that she is peaceful now, not more than peaceful, that she is blissful now, and a prayer to her family and all who love her. Yes, very sad. She was the first one to say something about the sex abuse in the Catholic Church before Boston happened, before any of us, knew what was going on. She knew, and she had the titanium pair of swinging fucking bollocks to say it out loud to the world on Saturday Night Live. And oh my God, the umbrage, the pearl clutching. I remember that night, and I stood up and applauded. She did it, and I stood up and applauded. So, anyway, let's go on to the decks. We've been here for 22 minutes, somewhere in the ether. I'm so glad we found each other. So anyhow, let's see. Let me come up in the corner. So, decks tonight. I was just kind of grabbing. Truthfully, the news of her passing was so upsetting to me. Tam and I went to the grocery store and I cried all the way. And we had, we had her blasting all the way there. And that voice cuts through the world, cuts across the plains. I posted something on my Facebook and said, I'm sure that the Banshee did not sing for her because she was the Banshee. Anyway, decks tonight. The amazing and beautiful Wandering Heart deck. The Universal Weight with a standard. The Dancing in the Dark Tarot. A deck that I can't remember. It was somebody's video. Somebody had it on their video, and I went, ooh, I've never heard of that one, and man, I'm glad I got it. Whoopsie. I have to repair that. But I am so happy to have that very special deck. Then we have Wisdom of the Oracle. Colette Baron Reid. And we have the Solitary Witch Oracle, Lucy Cavendish, and we have the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid. So this is a pairing, the Good Tarot and the Wisdom of the Oracle. And we'll see how they come out. So I want to say something else, Catherine. Yep, so powerful. And I was talking before we got rudely interrupted by fucking YouTube, just about her vocally. You know, being a singer, to hear that voice, and I mean, she had a unique instrument. First of all, Irish vocal tradition uses a lot of ornamentation, but no vibrato. And that's very difficult to do, to sing without vibrato. And to go from the barest whisper to just full on, but her voice never had a hard edge to it. When she was at the top of her power putting it out, never an edge, round. And that's that Sun-Venus conjunction. She had a T-square. Sun-Venus at the top, Pluto at one end, and Saturn at the other. Talk about packing a wallop. Hello all. Hello, dear. Well, I haven't done a live stream in quite a while. That's why. The last one was June 20-something. It's been a month. It's been at least a month, I think more. So, yeah. I'm glad we're all here. Anyway. Sinead aside, let's get rolling here. I just wanted to talk about her chart a little bit. So, oh, this Otavia. You're going to love this deck. It is beautiful. Yes, she lost her son 18 months ago, and she was saying recently that she just, you know, she had put out some suicidal ideations recently, and saying that she just, you know, so that is what I'm assuming is, but, you know, I don't want to say that people die by suicide, you know. They die by trauma. They die from trauma. They die from pain. They die from addiction. So, yes. And looky, Jupiter. And I looked, and today the sun exactly conjuncts her Jupiter, which is her chart ruler and her sun ruler. So, talk about expansion. You know, she expanded universally today. Sorry, I'm noticing my camera's crooked. All right, who cares? Jupiter in Gemini in the 4th house. Jupiter in Gemini is expansion in a variety of ways, expanding in communication, personal communication. You know, Gemini is personal communication, verbal communication, and Jupiter or Sagittarius is global communication, mass communication. So we have Jupiter, the expansion principle, the greater benefic. In Gemini, I'm looking here at bringing better benefit with our personal words, with the specific words that we say to each other. The way we communicate, and really dealing with the fact that our communication really is all global now. You know, there's very little that is just contained and small. So many ways that we communicate now put things out on a very grand scale. But Gemini is kind of neighborhood. So we're talking about just bringing benefit, looking at how we communicate and how we use our mental faculties, our speech, our words to bring benefit in our local area. And in the 4th house, it's even smaller than that. It's inside our home. How can we bring benefit? How can we choose our words, choose our communication, express our belief systems so that they bring benefit to those closest to us? And when we bring benefit in that way, we can benefit everyone. We bring benefit to more than just, you know, our inner circle. As I've said many times before, many other people have said it, I didn't make it up, that to change the world, you have to change yourself. If each person that wants to change the world gets to work on themselves in terms of what they bring to the world, and spreading that, you know, the work that you've done over the years to become more conscious, to heal your wounds, to, you know, be a functional person in the world. All that work that you do, you can spread to others as well, you know. And in that way, our home, the earth, and our neighborhoods, you know, we have a global neighborhood now, a global community, and we can bring benefit on every level. How do we communicate respectfully? Yep. The Gemini twins. And, you know, Gemini, Thanksgiving dinner. I love it, Davia. Gemini is variety, you know, and Jupiter is justice. So, yeah, and you know, I've been away when so many things have been going on politically. The only thing that I will say something about is, how about that Mitch McConnell? It seems he may have like had a stroke or something when he was in the middle of being on the air. He froze up and they had to take him away. So I wish you a gentle passing, Mitch, and I wish you a grand awakening when you realize how much harm you've caused. And may your crossing be swift. Don't know that that's happening right now, but at any rate, guess what? Because of this coffee, I have to take a tiny break before I start reading. So I'm going to take my face out and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Whew. We are freewheeling tonight, you guys. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot? Guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, thank you so much for being here and having my back and getting me through all these technical difficulties. And thank you so much for the experience of going and clicking live and seeing friends waiting for me there. I love it so much. Okay. Yeah, well, he will. Talking about Mitch's Great Awakening, my idea is that whatever heaven and hell people might believe in, that to me is that moment. It's the moment when the veil falls away and you get to see in an eternal instant the consequences of all of your choices. Yeah. Okay, now, who's up first? Number 1. We start with the Wandering Heart. Such an amazing deck. Except when it comes to shuffling. Oh my god, you guys. I am so tired of struggling with decks that you can't shuffle. So we will just cut and pick. Okay. Okay. This is the way they want it to come. Kin and fall back. Look look at this. There's the drumming. There's us around the fire. It takes a village, it says, and there's the village. It's home, it's neighborhood, and Jupiter says, I'm here to bring benefit to all in this global neighborhood. Community and support are the key words. In order to maintain a positive relationship with yourself and others, you must truly believe in the people you say you trust. Who can you count on? Who can you run to? Who will pour into you when you have nothing left to offer? Who will make sure to never make you feel guilty in times of need? Oh. You have no doubts or insecurities pertaining to others. Your guards are low now. You feel no need to be cautious. Loyalty is the theme, and here it has stood the test of time. The history between you and your loved ones speaks for itself. You're blessed to have so many confidants. Your infrastructure is flawless. You are supported all around. So, whether this is your actual family or not, your chosen family, your spiritual friends, know your support system. And, you know, this communication here talks about reaching out and keeping in touch with those that are part of that tribe of yours. You know, we talk about, and there lots of things go across Facebook about friends that you haven't seen in years, and you pick up, you know, where you left off like nothing ever happened. And those indeed are the most wonderful kind of friends. And how much better is it if we just take the time to just reach out? Hey, how you doing? Just thinking of you, and thought I'd say hi, you know? So, who are your kin? Who do you identify as the mirrors of you? You know, who mirrors back to you your truest and best qualities? And then we have fall back. Retreat, rest, reevaluate, repeat. And I'm going to put them like this again because I'm looking at this fall back. Where do we fall back? To our kin, to those who are part of our tribe, to those where we feel that sense of belonging. Take a step back, give yourself a moment to breathe and recuperate. Yeah, I will. Think about all the positives and negatives of your affairs. Are you able to exhale properly? Or are you too invested and caught up in connections that regularly leave you feeling bothered? You have to know when to pull your own card and when to put yourself in a timeout. This may be one of those moments. Emotionally unavailable, no more sweeping the water under the bridge. You don't stand in the way of fate. You've seen red flags that do not sit well with you, so now you reevaluate the circumstances. So, you know, whichever way we put these here, we're looking at where we need to pull back, where we need to say, I'm not stepping over there anymore. I'm not gonna play in that rig. It says senseless devastation. Retreat, rest, reevaluate, repeat. So what we're reevaluating here is our circles of community. And, you know, in a lot of ways, my circles have expanded globally. I mean, look at you guys sitting here. And then in other ways, in you know, IRL, things have shrunk to where the people that I really value and you know, really are my tribe are here, and we're talking to each other all the time, and a lot of others fall away. There is a little bit broader of a circle, but it's just very interesting to see like how tight some communities have gotten while we've expanded in other ways to find those that we really vibe with. Let's take one more off the top here. Bear fruit. Labor, homage, relish in the sweetness of light. The fruit of your labor offers forgiveness. The fruit of your labor invites luck. The fruit of your labor provides joy. The fruit of your labor brings pleasure. When your concentration is directed toward one specific thing, chances are you will reap what's fitting. You will pull in favor where you rest your heart. Your many nights of prayer, worry, and faith are finally paying off. You've worked hard for everything you receive. You are a dear friend and an honest companion. The foundations to your relationships are solid. You are optimistic at the core. You are too jovial, Jupiter, to second guess this moment. The law of attraction proves your spirit is made of gold. Do not forget to give thanks to the Most High, to your tribe, to the land, to your dead people, to nature, to your body, to all the things that have contributed to your long-term welfare. So, falling back from some whose vibe we do not want in our energy field anymore, falling back to beef up our relationships and celebrations with our kin, and then we bear fruit from the support that we've had, from the self-care that we take. We see the results. And there's a lot of bearing fruit going on right now. The earth is, all the projections about, oh, by 2050 this could happen, and it's like, timelines are meaningless right now, because it's all happening and we don't know her timeline. So the practices that we've done in the past, all of this these harmful choices and behaviors are bearing fruit. But the positive seeds that we plant can also bear fruit, and those positive seeds take root within our communities, within our tribe, up close and across the globe. All right. Absolutely, Tavia. Isn't that the truth? And who here has gone back to the way things were before COVID? Not me. Ain't no going back, as far as I'm concerned. All right, who's up next? 2. Are we gonna go in sequence this week? Now I get to get a shuffle out of my system. Thank you, US Games. My God. Okay. Now I can ask a question. Tell us what we need to know tonight. What do we need to hear? Message for the collective, please, for the times that we're in. Give us... I'm going 10 cards on this, you guys. Not going to talk again for a little bit here. Hold on. Cups, the High Priestess, the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the ubiquitous Nine of Pentacles. I swear, my sister and I, when we're comparing readings, that card has been everywhere. And when I've been watching Marianne doing readings on YouTube and others, the Nine of Pentacles is just ubiquitous right now. It's constant. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Eight of Wands. Okay, I am struck right here, the High Priestess and the Hierophant. These are not really two sides of the same coin, but when you look at the Hierophant as dogma and top down, and it's lineage, it certainly is lineage, but it's also control of information and who's worthy of that information. And it's, who's worthy lies in the hands of a human that's going to decide what gets passed down to whom. High Priestess is the other side. This is the feminine lineage, which is direct. My teacher in Tibetan Buddhism, Premadasara, told me once when she called me from Hawaii. I was having a conversation with her, and I wasn't sure, whether I was staying with this dance practice or what. And telling her the problems that I had with Buddhism, one of them being that you're not allowed to arise in deity yoga and Tibetan Buddhism. You're not allowed to arise as the deity until your Lama, your teacher, says you're ready. And I said, I got a problem with that. Who can tell me when I am ready to be enlightened? Nobody but me, right? And she said, well, there is a tradition, a lineage called the women's lineage, and it's direct lineage. And it means that women, we carry this lineage inside of us. We never lose contact in that way. But the male side, poor dears, have to come and tap into that through relationship with the female. They don't like this. Anyway, so then we get these systems of control. So we have the Ten of Cups talking about fulfillment and happiness, the completion of our circles, our tribes. And the High Priestess being that innate, intuitive, deep soul connection that we have with each other. And then the Queen of Pentacles is the more physical connection. This is the nurturing side, the physical caring and nurturing. Queen of Pentacles is the one that can grow anything she wants. Whatever she plants grows. So we're looking at planting happiness, going to that deep connection with spirit, being that channel of Goddess, and looking at what seeds we plant in order to bear fruit. Now the card in the middle, look at this Four of Cups. This withdrawal and disappointment, disillusionment, dissatisfaction. So back to Buddhism here. This is the thing that, like the tag in the back of your shirt that's just getting you all the time, right? That discomfort, dissatisfaction. It's not catastrophic. It's just, I'm just not happy. I'm just not, it's pouty. It's pouty. So, okay. Ace of Swords is the truth. Ace of Swords is a new beginning from what we cut away. And then the Nine of Pentacles talks about solitude. Okay, I'm trying to, I put a really broad context here. Okay. So we're talking here about discipline, that we need to get our shit together, be disciplined and methodical if we want to move forward swiftly. We need to look at what no longer serves us, what we can get rid of, what we can cut away. I'm going to start again, but I'm going to start it a lot lighter. I'm in the middle of this right now, piles of things that are leaving this house that I don't need anymore. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles there, which talks about satisfaction, the ability to just take care of yourself. I want something here. Oh, look at this. We got the Four of Cups. We got the Four of Pentacles. We are in self-protect mode. We're still grasping and hanging on to our possessions and our money, and we're still hanging on to ourselves emotionally. We're not really wanting to put ourselves out and be vulnerable. We're self-protective. I'm going to be in my garden by myself. I'm going to have my stuff because it keeps me happy. I'm going to take care of my own family. But then we've got this Knight of Pentacles talking about some new concrete form of action. The Hierophant can talk about repetition, discipline, practice, dialing things in, a routine, habits. And then we've got the Eight of Wands. All right, trying to decide where I want to take a hit. So we've got in the middle here, we're definitely talking about our tendency to hold on tightly to ourselves and to our feelings and be very precious in that way. I'm going to take yet another one there. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. Look at this, Cups and Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups. The Four of Pentacles, the Four of Cups. This can talk about having enough to share rather than grasping and holding on. Enough to share. Yes, we can have enough for ourselves. We keep enough for our own selves to keep body and soul together. But beyond that, what can I share? What do I have to give to bring benefit? And we've got the Knight of Wands. So this is talking about being slow. I mean, there's the knight that doesn't go anywhere. Slow, methodical, and then things change quickly. So what I'm seeing here is when we do our own practice in a very real, concrete way, actual, not just thinking about it, not just thinking nice thoughts, but disciplined practice, tightening the belt. Hierophant can sort of mean austerity too, you know? So if I can read these kind of in a line, the Ace of Swords, what do we need to cut away? We need to cut away our preciousness and our self-protection. It's one thing to have what you need going forward and to you know, be about your business and stockpile some things, food and things, so that, hey, what if the power goes out, you know? How do we survive these kinds of inconveniences? But it's another thing to be so in self-protect mode that you're shutting everybody else out, you know? Because the tens here say that there's so much more available to us than what these fours are showing. The ultimate is available to us, but we think it's just us. Look at this. We think that we're all alone, all by ourselves. It's just, I gotta hang on to every penny because it's only me. Who's gonna take care of me? Nobody's gonna take care of me. But this one is like, yes, what did that say? Kin and our circle dancing around the fire. We do have a tribe. We do have a village. And in our villages, there are people that are isolated. There are people that don't have the benefit of loved ones and connections like we have. And that's one thing, if you have the wherewithal, if you can share that. If you know someone in your neighborhood that lives alone and you never see anyone visit, maybe having a conversation. Can I take you to the store? Things like that, reaching out. But Knight of Wands is also moving quickly in the Eight of Wands. So it's like when we slow down and get our own routines dialed in and get our own disciplines and practices together, things start to move very quickly. Do I want to take a hit on anything else here? Look at the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. There's a lot of symmetry here. And I'm getting here the internal and the external as well. You know, the internal practices are practices of joy, generating joy and love, generating the abundance mindset, generating there is enough for me, we have enough, and I have enough to share. And also taking pleasure in the things that you have for yourself. You are allowed to love your life. You're allowed to take pleasure in it. What has to go is this grasping. And okay, I'm gonna see here. Look at this. I'm like, okay, Hierophant. I think I want to take a hit on him, and we come up with the Ace of Cups. So here's Hierophant being all structured and dogmatic and stuff. But when we put on top of here, so we are talking about practices, but what are these practices? Practices of gratitude, practices of joy with the Ace of Cups. You know, here we have the new emotional beginning. But we've got to be very honest with ourselves. Ace of Swords is about truth-telling. Tell the truth to ourselves. And see if we can flip from this restrictive lack mindset and look at how our cup is overflowing. And do this as a daily practice. Then things move forward. We can really move. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I was going to say to give me the last one. Look at that. It's like Wheel of Fortune to hit. Oh, maybe that should have been my last card. No, I'll take another one. Look at this. The Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. We can turn this around. We can turn this around. But it's going to take diligence. It's going to take never giving up. It's going to take not allowing ourselves to retreat. Okay, so we had that fallback card. And that is vital. We can look and assess and see, where are we spending our energy? Where do I need rest? Where am I overextending? But we don't want to get stuck in this. We can't get stuck in this withdrawal and fall back. So when you fall back and you want to spend time on your own, spend it in joy and gratitude. And then we connect with our wider communities. We bring the spirituality that we have inside of us, the intuition, that inner knowing. And we can turn this dogmatic, fearing, very fearful card into the Ace of Cups, and things start moving. The Wheel of Fortune says things change. It's a cycle. You can't stop it, And the Sun is empowerment, everything coming to light. Seeing the solutions. Seeing the solutions. Wow. Okay. Yep, going back to good old RWS. There's just nothing like it, right? All right, let me catch up. The material needs to be protected from a lot of circumstances that are affecting our economy. Yes, it is a global issue. Yes. Exactly, Marcy. Bingo. Yes. Take care of what is yours. Knight of Pentacles taking care of the property the Ten of Pentacles has obtained for the family. That's what that... Thank you, Marcy! Knight of Pentacles looking directly to the Hierophant, to the dogma that needs to be away with the Eight of Wands. There you go. Yep, away with the dogma. We got to be able to surf. We've got to move in real time with circumstances, and flexibility is key. Remember, the person with the greatest ability for change wins. Always. Who's up next? Number 4. That is the wisdom of the Oracle. All right. So here in Ohio, we are getting a little flash in the pan of the heat wave that's been just devastating the South. We get like 3 days, 2 days. I think it's supposed to be 94 tomorrow. And then it goes back down again. So I am so very grateful for where I live. All right. Split in exactly the same place, didn't it? Come on. I have 2 splits, so we're taking both. Oh, 2 on that one. I'm only going to set that one aside. Okay, now let's take a look. Yang, Observer, and Between Worlds. Ooh. All that glitters, we will take a fork in the road, and then we'll take one last. All right. So here we are, the Observer. And just being aware of everything that's going on around us, but not a passive observer. We've got Yang on this side, an observer that is going to participate in what's going on, and to indeed have opinions about what's going on and take action on what is observed. Between worlds is just where we're at right now, you guys. We are going through the throes of deep transition, and we are transitioning away from these old, dead, absolutely dead models of thinking. It hurts my brain to think about, just misogyny and the attitudes. It just hurts my brain because it is so wrong and so stupid and it makes no sense. So, but we're in between these worlds now. And the more people that we have speaking truth, being conscious, I share memes all the time on Facebook, and it's all stuff about, inclusion and gender expression and freedom and liberty and, all this kind of stuff. And I know I'm preaching to the choir. I switched my settings a long time ago, so I share things publicly like that. And it's like, just if there's one random person out there that sees something that I'm sharing that isn't already one of my friends that knows these things, it might make a difference. But we're between the worlds, so we have to be observing in active mode so that we can be aware of when we are called to action. What is our part to do here? What do we need to, what talents are we called to bring to bear here? Okay, all that glitters. Talking about being wary of things that are that look too good to be true. Okay. A need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature. Trying to be something you're not, chasing every sparkly thing. So this yang observation is also discrimination. Looking at what is being shown to us, and one of the ways that we can be an active observer is by considering the source. What's being shown to me and where is it coming from? What is the source of this thing? If it's a judgment call, something's right, something's wrong, whose judgment is that? Is it mine? And just because something sounds really great, we need to look at it and make sure it's not just a pretty thing that's being dangled in front of it. What's the truth of this? What's the truth behind these things? Okay, then we have, look at this, between worlds and fork in the road. So the transition is happening. There's no doubt about that. We don't have any choice about the fact that big changes are happening right now globally. But we can decide within that change which path we take. And we're being presented right now with a choice. Let me look at fork in the road here, just to see what Colette says. Time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. I want to look at between worlds too. Let's differentiate these two. Transitions, not being quite out of one situation and fully engaged in another, temporary blindness and no man's land. Okay. So this is more about an active decision that we need to make, and between the worlds is just the fact that things are changing. And then we have never-ending story. Okay. So one thing that we need to be aware of all the way through and across the board is that there never is that grand and glorious time when it's all solved. The bills are paid forevermore. There will never be another problem. My health is now wonderful and it will never change. That does not happen. That is a fiction. The never-ending story of humanity is that we're fuck-ups. There's nothing so wonderful or good or seemingly permanent that humans can't come along and fuck it up. Hold on. This is the human condition. The human condition is to be in doubt and, freaking out, trying to keep ourselves in a comfortable place when everything is falling to bits around us. Let's look at this one. Self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary dramas. Ooh, all right, let's see here. There's a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells us of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, must not go there, should not say that. Lest your world come crumbling down. Today, know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost piece of you. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. Now, with that in mind, we absolutely must take care of this inner child and the drama that's going on inside, because we are needed. We don't have time for our petty victimhoods and dramas. It is time to heal your victimhood, your past stuff, so that you are not dragging the past into every present moment, because the present moment needs all of our attention and all of our skill right now. So if you're having issues, if you're having family, flare-ups, everybody go take care of your shit. So when we were talking, Marcy, about, all those pentacles saying take care of your stuff, take care of your business, take care of your resources and your family. It's also take care of your storyline. Look at that Ace of Swords. Look at where you can cut off some of those stories at the knees, because they do not apply anymore. You are no longer being victimized. It's time to heal, time to release that story to the past and bring your healing self into the present and into this moment. There are decisions that we need to make. There's a path that we have to take as we transition between these two, between the worlds. But Yang says it's action time. We take action based on observation, and based on observation that does not get fooled by the glittery. I'm going to take a hit at the never-ending story here. Building blocks. Okay. So rather than getting lost in our drama, we can look at each one of these chunks of our story, and each of those things that gets resolved becomes a strength, becomes a block that we can help to build. We can use to help build what's coming in the new. This card really wants me. There's a leg up. All right. So when you take steps in the direction of your own healing, your own functionality, the universe meets you more than halfway. That's where the leg up comes. That line in a song I wrote, "Where's your courage, my pet? We don't throw out the net till you're falling." When you take that leap and you take that step of faith and say, I am going to step out of my storyline and into my true story, the universe gives you a massive boost and a safety net, because they are there to help. All right. Okay. The old world is dead. The new world struggles to be born. Yes. Oh, thank you, Marcy. Yes, please hit that like button. In reclaiming, once we've cast the circle, we are between the worlds. Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. We used to say the circle is cast in the worlds above, the worlds between, and the worlds below. That's always my thing, but I love that we're between the worlds, and what happens between the worlds changes all the worlds. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. Oh, that's one again. Okay. That's one again. Come on. That's two again. Okay, come on. We have 3, 5, and 6. Two again. Okay, 3, 5, or 6. Come on. Quit being such a goofball. 3, 5. Thank you. Solitary Witch Oracle. This thing has been like my daily pull and just bang on. But once again, an unshuffleable deck. All right. Get that one a smooch. And do I have any charcoal? Yes, I do. I got some of the best sandalwood I've had in a long, long time. This is from India, and it is just the finest sandalwood powder. It smells like these sandalwood logs I used to get, compressed logs to burn. Glorious. So I offer that. As you can see, I edged this deck because, of course, it had to be. Oops. All right, we're going to take these one at a time. Do I have these? I do. All right. The Beltane Lover. So Beltane was a time when there was license, sexual license, licentiousness, which meant that you got to have sex with who you were attracted to, you know, not who you were committed to. And I mean, it was a way to keep the gene pool mixed up, I guess, but also a way to release tension between people in a community. But to do something like that, to be able to do that, you have to have absolute trust between people. At Beltane a lover comes. She knows this. As surely as she knows the moon will rise and spring rain will fall. She has woven the Beltane garland and placed it on the door, fragrant with rose, honeysuckle, and jasmine. She has glimpsed her lover from time to time in the dark mirror of the lake at night, dark of hair and tall with a serious face. She knows they will come as Beltane approaches and stay for a moon cycle as they are called to do. They will spend less time talking than touching. They will feel deeply. Theirs will be the communion of two bodies entwined as one for a moon and a day. They may choose to be handfasted, but even if they do, she will always be free to take another lover at another time. If they choose to be true, only each to the other, then this will be decided as the moon begins to wane, and there will be no guilt in the decision to remain free unto themselves and yet close to each other. She knows that love is truest when it comes freely, and that faithfulness is only needed when each requires that singularity. At times she has, and at others she has not, but she knows the lover will come, so she prepares the mead made with honey and herbs. She makes the love cakes they will feed to each other. She has sewn the red dress she will wear as the Beltane maid, and she looks forward to the day she glances through the window and sees them coming towards her, and hears the knock at her door, and knows that for a time she will be seen in her wild and unbridled desire for pleasure, to be held, to be known, to be tasted. Honeymoon, time of romance, a lover, sensual pleasure, freedom to choose a lover and to let them go if you desire. Well, well. So, this is one of the things that most deeply needs revised in our culture, is the attitude towards romantic possession and romantic freedom. And for many, monogamy is natural. It is the way they go. And for very, very lucky people, they meet a partner early on that is theirs for life. And those are truly blessed relationships. But for the rest of humanity, monogamy is a tall order for a lifetime. It is not the norm. We like to think it is. It's the story. The story is that that's the norm for humans, but it really isn't. The norm, I think, would be for people to be in that kind of partnership for the time when children are raised. And again, you know, couples build relationship and build that sense of bonding and family through raising children, and those things last a long, long time. But it's a tall order to think about people having that open attitude and that deep trust that, you know, relationships could be open. But it's one of the things that we're dealing with. So I'm just going to take from the top here. We've got her knowledge runs deep, and we have she is 1,000 flowers. Oh my gosh, this is so Beltane. So the knowledge of who I belong to, and truly for those deep, deep relationships, you have to belong to yourself first. Number one, you have to belong to yourself. Her knowledge runs deep. This is the knowledge of who I am at my core, what I am here to do. And to have young people that are raised with that charge. You are here to contribute to this earth. Know yourself. What are you here to contribute? Not just you're here to find somebody. That was my mom's thing. You know, her big advice to me was, you've got to find somebody. Right, Ma? So knowing that, you know, when you have that deep knowledge of yourself and that deep love of who you are and what you're here to do, it is attractive. It attracts someone who can see that in you and will love it just as much. And okay, I want to read. Aha. Okay. So we looked at that one. That was 3. Let's look at 12. This is Magical Study, A Time to Learn, Enchantment of Wise Books. But this is, yes, a time to learn, but in this context here, I'm getting, you know, when you do magical learning, think of that High Priestess card. When you are going and learning magical discipline, you are learning about yourself, because magic is in here, it's not out there. And I have to say, I gotta say here, I've been reading a book on understanding the Thoth Tarot, and I watched a documentary on Crowley, and he was something else, quite a piece of work. But as I'm reading this book, and it's talking about, you know, just all of the symbology and everything, and it's so very complicated, and in this order and this many degrees, and the big profound secrets that you're gonna go in and out. And I remember thinking, it's a very male thing, that, because, you know, that direct lineage I was talking about, women, when they go and just start to do magic, the information comes from in here, not out there. You don't have to be let into an order and worthy of the secrets and teaching and training and then all the bizarreness that Crowley was into. Holy shit. Leaving aside the abusiveness. Let's leave that aside. But magic, if you have it inside you, and we all do, if you just go looking for it, you're gonna find it. If you just do ritual and spell work, you're gonna learn, you're gonna know, you're gonna find out, and it doesn't have to come from on high, from anyone else to you. And I feel sorry for the ones that have to go through that. It's just really, it's really cumbersome. You know, those systems of magic are very masculine in nature, and they are extremely cumbersome, in my opinion. That doesn't mean I'm not going to continue studying this, because I love the Thoth Tarot as a vehicle. And in fact, I'm going to buy myself the big copy of it for my birthday, because I want the big paintings. So anyway, practicing and finding out about yourself. And finding out about yourself through the things that you read, through the things that you're attracted to and that you study and delve into. And now let's look at She is a Thousand Flowers. You are more than one thing. You are many, many small wonders, all combining to create the great miracle that is you. And the you that you are can, in turn, give birth to 1,000 miracles, for you are blooming with possibilities, dear witch. A time of sun is coming to your life, a time of long summer and beautiful days, fulfillment and a deepening of joys. It is a fertile time, a banquet of a time, and one where you will begin to feel so complete and almost overflowing with bounty and love that your energy will draw to you all that is fortunate, sweet, and prosperous. Like attracts like. And when you are in gratitude and just enjoy with all of the abundance that's in your life, that's what radiates out. Turn and face the sun. Let the warmth caress you, bless you, until you finally relax into the beauty of life. This is a high time for you, when the universe offers up her very best and you accept her gifts and pass them on to so many others. Look at that. We were talking from the beginning about what you have to share, the gifts you have to share. You are someone who nourishes, who cares, who attracts, who creates. Queen of Pentacles, High Priestess, Nine of Pentacles. Being in your presence is healing. Being as you are right now is healing. Let yourself have this pleasure, this sunshine, this reward, this joy, this feast of miracles. Don't deny yourself the wonders of your manifestations. You deserve all these gifts and more. And that's not even the meaning. That's just the description. The meaning says a bright, shining time full of love and bounty, promise and happiness, a time when dreams come true and others offer their love and support. All good deeds done are returning to you. Understand you have many gifts and feeling balanced and calm about how to work with them. No stress, no worry, a time of wonder, a sense that soon will come a time when life takes on an even deeper meaning, your time in the sun. So that's a really very positive message about spending time with yourself, spending time knowing yourself as much as you possibly can. And I would also say spending time sharing that knowledge with someone you care about. I have spent so much time with my children. My kids know all my secrets from my fucked up youth. You know, I've told them things because the biggest tragedy I can think of in my life is for a parent to die and have their kids saying, I never really knew them. Never really knew them. They never really talked to me or shared things with me, and I will not. Oof, there's a little gnat. I will not let that happen to me. Oops. Okay. So, sharing, identifying our gifts, cherishing our gifts, practicing our gifts, sharing our gifts. Okay. We have 3 and 6. 3. Oops. Oh, you slippery little decks. You're going. Everybody's flying everywhere. All right. As you see, I edged this one as well. And I started edging it, and then I realized, oh, crap. I wanted to get like a really beautiful coppery brown, but I like it in black too. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Until love fades rather than until death do us part. Because that usually leads to hating each other in the end. Oof. I mean, sorry, Bucky, I have to disagree that just saying until death do us part, I don't think that leads to people hating each other. I think people not dealing with their own trauma leads to people hating each other. But, you know, as long as I always, in my wedding ceremony, let the couple choose their time frame. As long as love shall last, as long as we both shall love, as long as we both shall live, you know, whatever it was, you guys pick that time of commitment. So yes, it should be flexible, but I don't think a lifelong commitment is what exactly leads to people hating each other. But I also have a strong bias against Uncle Bucky, so sorry about that. As long as the good we do each other outweighs the bad. That's beautiful, Tavia. Preaching to the choir. Yes, yes, yes. Solitary witch. Folk rather than, yeah, I am non-denominational. I'm a feral witch is what I'm calling myself these days. Well, Ray Buckland, when he came out with nobody should ever charge money for teaching the craft, when he came out with book after book after book for sale teaching the craft, he just, yeah, he wasn't my cup of tea, sorry. Anyway, all right, so we have a knight and a queen. Here's the Knight of Pentacles again, and here is the Queen of Wands. I'm going to put these like this for some reason. I don't know why, but here we go. And now we have the Ace of Pentacles. All right. So we have kind of between Knight of Pentacles there, slow, methodical, practical, and then we have the Queen of Wands that is all about passion and flying by the seat of your pants. So we're juggling resources. Okay, and our emotion, let's see here. There, oh my God, all right. So we got a lot of repeats here. Ace of Swords is a repeat. Wheel of Fortune is a repeat. Knight of Pentacles. All right. So when we're juggling resources and we have, the Pentacles and the Cups tonight, resources and emotions, they go together. And it's nearly impossible to separate them from each other, but it's worth the work. It's worth the work that you put in to separate things to the extent that you understand that the amount of your material resources is not a measure of your worth as a person, right? It's not a measure of happiness. The Knight of Cups knows what happiness is. He has happiness internally to offer. Here's what I bring to the table. I bring my emotions. I bring my vulnerability. My action follows my feeling and my love. So we have juggling resources, and then we have new sources. That when we open ourselves emotionally, when we bring our softer side, when we bring the idea that I would like others to share the joy that I have, that I would like to bring benefit in an emotional sense. I want to bring love and contribute love. I want to bring caring. You know, this is my action. The intent of my action is to bring and increase love. And then we have a beginning in the material, a new plan, a new way of being. We also have to acknowledge that we've been beat up a bunch. We've been in it. We've been in the battle, and we've taken our knocks because of it. And this too is changing. I feel like, sorry, going to get political here, and I caught a troll just because, you know, over might be the number of subscribers I have now. I don't know, but and I will tell you that I hit 2,222 subscribers and 400 decks on the same day. It was a couple weeks ago. But somebody commented, it's like, you know, if I'm getting on more people's For You page or whatever, I'm going to start, you know, somebody was really grumpy. Well, you had me until you got political. Maybe Ben, you talk to you guys, and it's like bounce. So blanket announcement, this is my channel. I get to say what I want, and I'm not going to argue with fools. If you, you know, spit the word liberal out like it's a dirty word, you do not belong on this channel, and you will just be summarily bounced. I will not engage. So anyway, I caught a troll, bounced. So things are changing, but what I was going to say, just the sense of, I think we all knew that when indictments and charges and things started falling, it was going to be like dominoes, boom, 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 boom. And as those dominoes are falling, the smooth brains are getting louder and louder and louder. And, you know, sleight of hand, watch this over here. Oh, you know, they're getting more hysterical about these things that are nothing, just as distraction tactics. But the truth is coming out. The worm is turning here. This is the Wheel of Fortune. The worm turns, y'all. And it has turned. And we've got the truth coming forth. We've been through some shit. We're wounded because of it. You know, things have been up and down and all around. But we've kept our hearts open. And we've taken hits because of it. And I'm thinking about what was the fall back and kind of retreat sort of things. Here's that. But things are changing now. And I think for a while, I mean, we do have things to do in our own little realms. For instance, if you are in Ohio, please, oh please, you are going to go vote in August or before August 8th and vote no to issue 1 so that we don't have our Constitution completely removed from the hands of the people for good and forever. Anyway, we have things that we need to do in each of our little realms politically to take care of things. But this says the truth is coming out. And I want a couple more here. And I'm gonna... Did that come off the top or the bottom? It turned itself around and look what it was, the Ace of Cups. There is the world, and there's the Five of Cups. We certainly have loss. What does it... Okay, what's the quote? What does it benefit a man if he gain the world and lose his soul? Is it something like that? And I don't know where it comes from, but that's what I'm getting here. World and loss. Look at how she's looking over here to this loss. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Shit's heating up, you guys, and we've had... The only ace we haven't had up tonight has been the Ace of Wands. And there's the Queen of Cups. So there's so much happening right now, but look at all the aces coming up. There's a new beginning. So while some of the old things are still crumbling and deteriorating, we need to put our focus on the new beginnings. You know, beginnings that happen because we cut away, beginnings in how we deal with our material resources, beginnings of how we share ourselves with other people. Because things are coming to completion and an ending. And it's time to grieve the losses and then get busy. That Knight of Swords is the yang that we had in that other reading. Whew. These are just validation cards tonight. Yes, what you think is going on is indeed what is going on. And I do love this deck. This has become a top favorite in a very short period of time. Until love fades. Yes, yes. Okay, I understand that now. Wandering Hedge, yes, I do agree. That when you're forced to be together, yes. That I get it. It does make perfect sense that there has to be choice. There has to be choice, you know? And, you know, that when you have a partnership based on as long as love shall last, you really have to check in with each other, you know, frequently. How are you feeling? How do we feel about our relationship? Where are you at? Do you need... And, you know, to have two people, especially with open partnerships that are becoming more and more prevalent now as people are rejecting these false, you know, ownership models of relationship. People have to have very deep faith and trust in each other, and they have to have trust in themselves. Because if a relationship is going wrong and one partner is not being faithful and they promise to be, you've got to be able to stand up for yourself. You have to value yourself so that you can say, this is not, I'm not getting what you promised me from this relationship, or to, just to renegotiate. Yes, we can go on, but we will no longer go to each other for these particular things because that's our weak point. There's just so many things that can be worked out. Ace of Swords appears again, talking about cut with some type of thing. There you go. The Wheel of Fortune of the Night. It is. Well, what else is new? It's the way it works. Every time I do a live stream here, we get repeats, repeats, repeats. It is. And, that Ace of Swords, that ace has always said to me, when you lighten the load, when you cut something away, when you make a decision, that starts something new. That's what starts the new. Okay, now we have our last, the Good Tarot. Here's the one you haven't seen. It is a beast of a deck. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. I don't even remember if it's shuffleable, but I gotta guess. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I love you, Hay House, but Jesus criminy. Just a... Okay. Stop bitching. Stop bitching, Luna. And this is Gina Della Grataglia with the Wisdom of the Oracle is also Gina. And I'm going to split and pick from this deck too because unshuffleable. Okay. There's one. Golly, look what it is, the Ace of Water. The Seven of Water. Oh, the Queen of Earth. There's the third time out for Queen of Pentacles, isn't it? No, it's Queen of Wands, and this came out too. Oh, looky, the Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles and Cups, you guys. That's been the strong theme here tonight. The material, the emotional. How do they work together? How is there friction between the two? How is there a disconnect between the two? How are they, how do we need to adjust? Two of Pentacles. How do we need to adjust so that the emotional and the physical are congruent with each other? All right. Seven of Water on this side, dealing with our illusions and delusions. Dealing with our fantasies that generate so much emotion. Dealing with our judgments that generate so much emotion. The Queen of Earth, where am I planting my seeds? How can I approach my emotions in a practical way? There's the Page of Fire, and there's the Eight of Earth. All right, let's see. I'm going to read. Catching up with some messages here, too. Oh, yeah, but, fuck polygamy and monogamy. Just polyamory. And, if that is if that's how you're made. It's certainly not the norm for everyone, and it takes lots and lots and lots of trust and open communication. So yes, that renegotiating, and that has got to be like the highest evolution, I think, of interpersonal and romantic relationships, because it demands that people be so invested and so trusting and so communicative and honest, absolute honesty. So yeah, polyamory is quite something to aspire to if you've got that. All right, Ace of Water. Unconditional love, overflowing abundance, the fertility of love. I am filled with, I'm going to read these statements here. I am filled with love from spirit and joyously let it flow out to others, where it fertilizes the seeds of co-creation. All right, what are we talking about here? Jupiter and Gemini in the 4th house. Let me read this again. I am filled with love from spirit and joyously let it flow out to others, where it fertilizes the seeds of co-creation, fertilizes the seeds. Queen of Earth here. What do we have to share? How can we bring love? How can we share our love? Love gives me hope, shining brilliant light on all the possibilities available to me. I am optimistic about bringing dreams into being. Spirit always informs me and guides me, allowing me to illuminate the darkest of places. That was like the wrap up of all these messages here. 7 of Water. Now is the time to tune into the infinite possibilities that exist and begin to play with them. Everything begins in the world of imagination, and I seize the opportunity to dream. I allow my intuition and desire to blend in an alchemical way, forming something new. Castle, intuition and desire. You know, we had those two sides of things too. Castles in the air can become castles on the ground when I release rigidity, bend the rules, and remain flexible and open. Limitations and boundaries give way to manifestation. Spirit never doubts the power of possibility, and neither will I. So this tarot is definitely a positive deck, but it's not toxic positivity. It's just, let's bring out the highest positivity in every one of these cards. It's a beautiful deck. All right, let's go to Queen of Earth. I am committed, down to earth, and clear about my goals. I am honest as I work with others to keep it real and be true to what we are doing and the challenges before us. I use all my resources wisely, whether they are finances, opportunities, or people willing to help me in my endeavors. Look at this from that very first card out that talked about our tribe, kin. Who is our kin and what do we have to bring and share with them? All right, Page of Fire. I am free to venture forth, for co-creating a life true to my desire is my right. I am finding my purpose as I take the first step into something new. My ideas have value. I dream boldly. So here again, we have a restatement of that, the learning, that inner knowledge, knowing ourselves, beginning that process of deep relationship with yourself. And you know, we're just not taught to do that. We are taught to have friends outside of ourselves, work on, everything is external. And then, you know, when we get into big trouble, we go to therapy and learn about meditating and how to, you know, learn about yourself. This is the foundation of everything. Knowing about me, knowing this. All right, 8 of Earth. Even masters of their craft have more to learn, and I eagerly embrace the opportunity to go deeper, develop a greater understanding, and find new ways to apply what I know. I acknowledge all I have learned and accomplished, the skills I have developed, and the goals I have reached. Now is the time to find new ways to apply what I know to enhance my expertise. My beginner's awkwardness has melted away, and I know what I am doing now. I have confidence to become more intimate with the work in all areas of my life. So yes, that 8 of Pentacles didn't come up before, but we did have Knight of Pentacles a couple times talking about that work, that slow, steady work. And then the Ace of Earth. I recognize the many forms of abundance and plenty, and I align myself with success. I can generate gold from the resources I have at my fingertips. I make an impact. The essence of prosperity is taking form in the material world. Yes, indeed. So what do you think, Tavia? And you notice we have, you know, water, water, earth, 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 and a little bit of fire, just a little bit of fire. I guess we had a few wands here and there tonight, not that many. And I think the only swords we've had is the Ace of Swords, twice. So time to be discriminating, make the cut. Again, look at how, you know, with the climate crisis and the, you know, the weather extremes that we've been under, what has that shown you about what you need to have in order to make it through, in order to survive these kind of things? When you watch other people going through, that's these resources, all of this earth here, new ways of being, the skills that you bring. But the aces, 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 every single tarot deck that we've had out tonight has come up with at least 2 of them. So the beginning has started, and we get to decide where it goes from here. How do we decide that? We get fully grounded in who we are and what we have to bring, and then we really hook into our communities and our kin and start making a plan together. That's what I'm a-getting. Let's see. Nico. Okay, blessed be, darling. Yeah, it's going to end pretty soon here. It's so good to see you again. In the 9+ card reading with the universe. Yes, Queen of Pentacles did. So, and it came out with the, no, Queen of Wands came out with the Dancing in the Dark. Earth and water both needed for seeds to sprout? Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Excellent, Tavia. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, it's beautiful. Wandering Hedge. Colette always creates decks that strive to look for the highest good. Yes, they point out the negative, but show clearly how to deal with it in a very positive way. Yes, I hardly agree with that. I love her decks. I feel patience and love are the beginning energy. Yep. So we have, and look at, I'm going like this and I'm just coming out with earth and water over and over again. But look, you know, the fire cards, they do have the traditional, you know, she doesn't completely reinvent the wheel. It's very much grounded in the traditional meanings, but just like the art, I mean, if you look at the artwork, it's ethereal, it's glowing, it's beautiful, and the meanings are like that too. And I love that they're, you know, just plain keywords, but I love those almost affirmations, like the deck is speaking to you. So yeah, it is a different viewpoint and it's a wonderful one. And I think, gosh, it's only been an hour and a half, but that doesn't count all the time wasted on the other live that, anyway, you guys, I am so glad that you were here tonight, and I hope that this means I'm getting back into the swing of things. Now, I will also say next week, I will probably be doing a live on Thursday, because next Tuesday is Lammas and my birthday. And next Wednesday is my daughter's birthday. So we will be partying and partying and partying. And, you know, that means like eating. So look for me next Thursday. And I'm so glad you did too, Wandering Hedge. I would like to know your actual name, or just a name. We'll call you Wandering. So we have Wandering Hedge and the Wandering Heart. Did you see the first deck, the Wandering Heart, Wandering Hedge? Because it sounds like a deck you might like. So anyway, yeah, I'll see you next Thursday. If you would like to buy me a birthday present, there's an Amazon wish list down below. And boy, I mean, there's so many decks. I have cleaned decks off of that list, and I now need to go back through the pre-order list, which I don't have down below, and look at which ones need to get bumped onto the other list because they've been released. But anyhow, buy me a birthday present. Or not. I hope that you guys stay safe and that everything is kind to you this week. I hope things are kind to you and that the transition is easy on you and all good things. You know, one of the things I've been noticing, this is Cronehood. I've been noticing lately that sometimes I just don't have anything to say. Incredible, huh? I was talking to a friend on the phone the other day and there was just like this silence and I said, I'm really sorry. I just don't have a lot to say. So anyway, I hope that I had enough to say to you tonight, and thank you, Marcy. It was so good to see you all. Thank you, Wandering Hedge. Thank you, Tavia. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Neko Girl and Beck and everybody that managed to find me here. You're awesome. And Stephanie, thank you, dear. Awesome to have you here. I will see you next week. Before that, I will see you on an unboxing this Friday. What am I unboxing this Friday? I don't know. It may be a tarot deck, because it seems like that's pretty much all I've got over there is tarot. I do have a Lenormand, but it'll probably be a tarot deck this Friday. Anyway, I will see you there then, and I will see you next time on a live. And until then, please stay safe, be healthy, be happy, and spread the love everywhere you can. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out. I will see you next week. Blessed be. Wrong.